What's going on, buddy?
I just standing here.
Aren't you supposed to be
I'm trying to
height guy?
I'm trying to keep the lead off of the footer.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you told us we're pouring a footer, huh?
I guess.
Wow. So today we are pouring the foundation for our 300 by 180 barn. Yesterday, Justin and the guys came out here. We had another gentleman that came out named Harley, and they dug this is called the trench footer. They dug it in like 4 hours. It was incredible. It's a lot of feet that they dug. The Justin and Mike stayed behind. They set up, they cut all the rebar. They set the height pins, about 32 inches of concrete. So what they're doing is they're pouring about half of a wall, half of a wall or a run at a time, throwing the rebar in. Then they'll come back and they'll fill the rest of the wall up. And that's how you get your rebar height. So you can see all these nicely marked orange pins that will help us get the height when they come back and do another pass. And they said that the digging went real smooth. We delivered 966 bales by hand, had a semi go out, had to rebale, so a bunch of us didn't get to make it here. And unfortunately, I didn't film. And Justin still has his flip phone, so he didn't get much footage either, but I'm sure they did a great job digging. Larry, are you proud of your son? Again?
You gotta come up with a new question.
Are you still proud of him? No. I got a good question, actually, all right? You're paired up against 100 people at random, and if you do one thing better than all 100 people, you get $1 billion. What are you going to do?
See how many Bud Lights I can.
In what, like, in 2 hours?
Yeah, no.
What's your guess in an hour? You might need to go back to college. They have those type of competitions. You ever seen the Beer Olympics?
No.
You get on a team and you just drink as many as you can? PJ, what's going on here?
What's going on? Blueberries.
No, that's a different video.
Pouring footers.
Yeah. So how many yards today?
Be about 140.
So tell us a little bit, is this concrete different than like what we will pour on the interior?
Yeah, this is just PSI, like 2,500 PSI footer molds.
And what's the interior probably going to be?
6 sack.
So this is a little bit cheaper?
Yes.
How come? It
doesn't have the integrity as the flat concrete would, like it'd be more cement.
Okay. Good enough for foundation? So all these height pins, you were telling me about that, but what are those?
That's just for the top of the footer.
And how did you determine the top of the footer?
Well, we had to do some elevation checks here, and we wanted to keep it down inside of the trench.
Yep.
So doing a trench footer, you have no board, so it span. You know, the concrete can go outside. If you're using the dirt as a form,
yes.
And so we leave it down a little bit, and then we'll have a 2-foot wall on top of that. Okay, and then this is 6 inches higher than the top of my footer.
So where we're standing is 6 inches higher.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have 6 inches of concrete on here.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll be 6 inches or 1 foot below the top of the wall.
Okay.
Finish height.
Because the wall is going to be 2 feet.
Yes.
All right. So we'll be 1 foot below the wall. Got it.
Yep.
Cool. And we didn't get any footage, but how did the dig go?
It went good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which side did you dig?
I dug this side and the front.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Are we going to be all right setting the forms on it?
I hope so.
Good. So what's going through your head?
Digging 300 foot and trying to stay straight.
It's hard.
It's a little bit hard.
So you dug 600 plus. You dug 900 feet? 960 feet.
Yeah.
That's not a feet.
I had someone else help me do the other half.
Don't worry. We delivered 966 bales. So,
Really?
Yeah. All right, Larry, walk me through the step-by-step with this truck.
Well, we gotta wait till he backs in.
You got to signal them down? Do they usually know where they're going?
No.
No. Oh, come on now. You were clueless one time in your life.
Yes. Still am.
Oh, no. How's the concrete coming in? Pretty decent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real good.
So Ron gets the chute down, attaches the extension. We all watch him. This guy knows how to pour.
How are we doing today?
It needs batteries. Where's all the expansion joints? That's coming out of pinch dry. We're going to add some water to it. Sump? Is that what you call it?
Yes.
You just got to work the cream to the top. It looks good.
Now you're going to hand finish the whole thing.
I got the power screed.
Ours, he's going to do it?
Yeah. I just bull float finish. What's that move called, Kevin?
I don't know yet. Got to figure out a name for it.
Yeah, I call it the tap and slap.
Tap and slap.
Yeah. So Kevin's one of our newest guys here. He thought he was going to be farming, and here he's doing some concrete work.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, if you're not in line of sight, it doesn't work, right?
No. I hear it.
Could you just finish this with the sheep's foot? You can see the pin, it's good. So this is actually kind of boring, and I don't want to fill just for the sake of filming. So I'm going to put the camera down, just keep working down the wall. They'll finish this wall, then they'll do the half pour again. It'll get a little interesting when they get to the final door there, because they have to get the excavator and dig it real quick. Not the final door, the entrance that they still have. So that'd be kind of cool. They got to quick dig it real fast for the last truck, but this is all there is to it. I think it'll be a lot more cool when we're actually pouring the form, it'll be a lot more cool when we're pouring the poured walls.
A few moments later.
So Justin finally gave me a job. I had to put the camera down and do something. I am setting up rebar. This rebar sticking vertically up will tie into the poured wall. The whole thing will become one cohesive unit. So we are putting 20 inches of exposed rebar up about every 4 feet. Not putting it in the doors, obviously, because we don't want to drive through rebar. So that's my job over here. We are nearly halfway done with all the rebar. We set up a string line. Justin has his pins set up. He's got it all systematically lined up. We're like 100 inches off of his center pins that the surveyor came out and did. We run a string line. We try to get the rebar as close to and as straight as we can at 20 inches. And the other guys are hammering down, just doing it all. We're nearing the halfway complete point because we're a pinch over halfway on this wall. We're well over halfway. We're 2/3 on this wall and approaching halfway on this wall. The back wall is done. We are hammering down. I got concrete on my shirt, so I had to take it off and get the guns out. They're not much guns anymore. They're like pea shooters, but they can still be dangerous in the right situations. We'll head over here and see what truck controller's doing. That's my dad. How's it going, Pops?
Real good.
This line looks real good. Yeah. I mean, we are really centered.
2/3 of the way done, I think.
I would say, yeah. It's 2:30.
Another
hour, we'll probably have it wrapped up.
Yeah, we gotta dig that last little bit out once we get it, so we can get it from the outside. But
yep. Justin was maybe going to send you and Carl for the forms tomorrow.
Okay.
So he can get going with a couple guys, set up the cages and everything.
Sounds good.
So we'll get the forms set. We'll get the wall poured. We have a commercial operation that's going to trade us hay. They own a stable and they're a hay customer. They're going to trade us hay to pour this entire 50 by 300 foot south wing of this barn. North wing, I'm sorry. The north wing of this barn where the hay dryers are going to go. And that'll take a load off of us because we were thinking about pouring it, but man,
almost 300 yards.
Almost 300 yards.
And they'll pour it all one day.
One day and be done with it, and we can maybe go mow hay or whatever else we need to do. Most importantly, we'll get the pad set up so we can bring the dryers in. We're probably going to have the dryers set up, possibly running before the builders even get here to get a roof over the barn. This isn't our first time using the barn before it has a roof on it, but that's just how it goes. Me and my dad we're extremely excited to get in and use this dryer. So if it's not pouring rain, maybe we can get in early and start drying outside rounds, or at least kind of figuring out what this dryer is capable of. Still are not exactly sure, what kind of moisture can it tolerate. If the hay is 19%, do we need a 15-minute batch or a 25-minute batch? What can we really do? Will the bundles dry super well, or do we need to put a lot of stuff in large squares and then rebale it? We got a lot of things we got to figure out. And one of the biggest guesses is we put preservative on anyways. So if we pour the preservative to stuff that's maybe 22 to 24%, that's pretty wet. That'll mold, even catch fire in a bundle. If we pour the preservative to that, can we dry it out over 3 days, or do we still need to hit it within about 18 hours? There's a lot of things we got to figure out. A lot of cooks in the kitchen there. So what? What do you got to say, buddy?
I don't know.
Come on, you got to know something someday. What's your job, Carl? You're finding grade?
We come check where we find it, so.
What do you think, Mike?
Hot today.
It is hot today. That's a nice hat, though. It's keeping you cool.
Yeah.
What was your job yesterday?
Yesterday we were digging trenches for it.
Okay.
Setting up everything and running strings and putting out all the rebar.
Getting ready for this.
Getting her all ready. Justin's the hard one to keep happy with it.
Yeah, he is. So as we have the last truck pouring, we had to swing over here and we have to dig out the driveway that all the trucks have been using. So we're taking the dirt straight into the pan. Kevin is in the excavator hammering down, and he will rip up this driveway so we can complete the pour. And Senor Justin, way down there, is marking out the last northern wall of the rebar I got to place down. This is a big deal over here. We might as well get that out of there if you want to fill that in. How'd you do on your calculation?
Good.
Pretty good, man. We're just a pinch high on the door with a little extra product, which is no big deal.
Oh, it's good.
Perfect.
You got to set them bar before.
Yep. Back to work, he says. Larry, thank you. I'll see you for the poured wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good. We got a lot of stuff to do still.
Yeah.
A lot more, yeah. Is that your big day hat?
Yeah.
So when the last of the rebar has been laid, we can go home.
Time.
And that's what happened.
The sun's beating us down today.
I'm humble enough to say I'm hatched. I'm pretty beat. This was a big pour. It was a big pour, and the sun was just tough all day long.
The sun will take you out of the game, that's for sure.
Sure will. So that's all we got. PJ, you got to ask the viewers a question.
I have to ask them a question.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right. What do you guys want to see more of? We'll get in the hayfield soon.